Hi, so today I'm doing my very first book haul. If you watched my review on The Night Garden, I don't know if you remember me mentioning that I got some books from my mom. This is the haul that I'm doing. This video doesn't include The Night Garden, even though it is from this haul, because I already did a review on it. My mom is borrowing it to reread it, and then she's going to give it back to me. I don't even have it to show you right now, but this is it, in case you forgot the cover. And I'll give the link to the review at the end of this video if you want to watch it. But the books that I do have to share in this video, the first one is The Winter People. And I wasn't gonna read this first out of these books. Well, after The Night Garden, I wasn't gonna read this next. But then I actually just read the back of this before this video, and it sounds really good. So I may have to read this. After the book that I'm reading now, I did skip the stack and move to a Stephen King book, The Long Walk. But there is a mention of Stephen King in the back of this book. Crisp, mysterious, and scary, reminiscent of Stephen King. That hooked me immediately. And then I read the actual back of it, and it sounds awesome. There was a disappearance in 1908. There's old legends in this town, and the disappearance of this woman happened right after tragic loss of her daughter. So it skips to the future. Well, present day, but future for 1908. And another family moves into the house? I think so. Yeah. So they move into the woman's old farmhouse, and there's a disappearance in that time. And then so the main character, Ruthie, I think the main character, she starts looking into the history and starts uncovering clues. So that's The Winter People. And the next one that I thought I was gonna read next because of the cover is The Magic Hour. And I actually mentioned this in the review of The Night Garden, but I guess that's what reading back to the books will help you determine what order you read them in. But this one sounds good too. So it sounds like from the back of it, a little girl disappears and a woman maybe finds her? It's a child psychiatrist. So yeah, it kind of sounds like she finds her, because it goes on to say, from deep within this old growth forest, a 6-year-old girl disappears. Speechless and alone, she offers no clue to her identity, no hint of her past. Having retreated to her Western Washington hometown after a scandal left her career in ruins, child psychiatrist Dr. Julia Cates is determined to free the extraordinary little girl she calls Alice from a prison of unimaginable fear and isolation. So yeah, it sounds like she finds her. To reach her, Julia must discover the truth about Alice's past, although doing so requires help from Julia's estranged sister, a local police officer. The shocking facts of Alice's life test the limits of Julia's faith and strength, even as she struggles to make a home for Alice and herself. So either way, it sounds like a lot is going on in this book, and that intrigues me, so I'm gonna read it. Maybe after The Winter People, but let's see what's next. I'm literally doing this one by one with you guys. So the next one is Dead by Midnight, and I think I've read books by this author before, if I remember right. I'll have to look that up. I'll find it and then I'll fit it somewhere in this video if it was really her or not. But I think it was. And it was like a ghost Christmas book. Anyway, I'll find it. Yep. I thought that name looked familiar. So I feel like I'm going to like that book because this one was really good. Dead by Midnight. So the back says, page-turning suspense. Her newest book will not disappoint. I'm hooked already. So this one sounds good. I didn't record myself reading the back, but I just read it. So it's a woman that has a mystery bookshop. Yeah, mystery bookstore, which that is so cool. I love my job. I love where I work, but working at a bookstore, well, I guess I did. That was actually my first job, but owning it, that would just be so cool. But that's what this main character has, is she owns a mystery bookstore, and there's a death that they call is a suicide, but she thinks it's murder, so she looks into it. So that sounds good too. Now I have no idea what order I'm going to read these in. But this next one, I've definitely had some of her books before because I can see them on my shelf every day, but I don't think I've ever read this one. So this one's The Cursed. This one sounds really good too. Now I have no idea any order I'm going to read these books in, but this one starts off amazing. The main character in this book grew up in a house, she turned it into a B&B, and she has She has the ability to see ghosts, residential ghosts is what they're called. But there's a murder, so it sounds like, yeah. So someone's murdered in the alley behind the house, or around the house, and so she can start sensing him, and he's asking her for help. So I'm hooked already. I may have to rearrange this order. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I know I'm going to eventually read all these books, because so far, I want to read all of them at once. I have no idea. Anyway, moving on to the last one. So this one is called Where I Lost Her. And I kind of remember my mom telling me about this book, or maybe I was with her when she bought it. But there isn't much on the back of this one, but I kind of do remember her telling me a little bit about it, and I guess you could kind of tell from the cover, a little girl gets lost. So that one may be last just because I don't know much about it. Or maybe it'll be first because I'm curious now. I do have a couple reviews in mind that I wanted to do this month, but I didn't get around to it. I finished the Norm Macdonald book, and so that review is going to come up soon. I'm going to take my time with it to make sure everything I want in there is in there. So it won't be this month. Obviously, with this month being almost over anyway. February. So short. But that will be up in March. But that is this video's book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you decide to pick some of these up too. When I do finish all of them, I'll be doing individual reviews on them as well. But that's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!